Hi, this is Mrs. Shope. Today we're going to continue our notes on 4-1. So what I need you to do is find some graph paper. We're going to do 2 review problems of what we learned yesterday, and then we're going to have a big ideas assignment. So if you need a couple minutes to find graph paper, pause the video, find your graph paper. When you get done, hit play. All right, today our objective is to be able to graph linear and nonlinear equations. All right, so we're going to start with this first example, number 1. You can label your notes 4-1. All right, when we graph, what we're doing is making a table. So what I want you to do is pause the video and copy this table, and also on your graph paper, draw an x-axis and y-axis so we can graph our points when we get done completing our table. All right, pause the video now. When you have the table copied and your graph ready, hit play. All right, now that you're ready, make sure in the second column you put your equation. This is where your equation goes. Y equals -1/2 x plus 3. Okay, as we start, we're going to pick values for x. I'm noticing that we have to take -1/2 times x. So that's the same as taking half of it, dividing it by 2. So I want to pick even numbers because I don't want to have fractions or decimals. So let's do this. In your table, put a -4, -2, 0, 2, and 4 in for x. All right, now complete this table with me. So first I'm going to let x be -4. So I'm going to take -1/2 times -4 and add 3. All right, so if I take a -1/2 times -4, -4 is the same as -4/1. Okay, I can cancel the 2 and the 4. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. A negative times a negative is a positive. Look, I'm going to get a positive 2/1, which is 2. Okay, but that's not my answer because notice I have to add 3. So I've got to take 2 plus 3 to get 5. All right, so let's look at our next one. So when I put -2 in for x, right here on my table, I'll write down y equals -1/2 times -2 plus 3. -1/2 times -2. A negative times a negative is a positive. Half of 2 is 1. That would be a 1 plus 3, which is 4. Right. And let's go ahead and write our points in this column. So my first point on my graph, my x value is -4, my y value is 5. My second point, my x value is -2, my y value is 4. Remember, as you watch this video and follow along, if it goes too fast, pause it until you're caught up. All right, so let's put in 0 for x now. We're going to have y equals -1/2 times 0 plus 3. -1/2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. So this next point that you're going to put in your table is 0, 3. Now we're going to put 2 in for x. So in your table, write this down. Y equals -1/2 times 2 plus 3. So I got to do -1/2 times 2. Well, if I take a -1/2 times 2, a negative times a positive is a negative. I could think of this as 2/1 and cancel my 2's, and I'd get a -1. But remember, I wrote that wrong right here. It should be a plus 3 at the end because my equation has a plus 3. So what I'm doing is taking -1 and adding 3. Are -1 and 3 the same or different? They're different. Do I add or do I subtract? Subtract. 3 take away 1 is 2. It should be a positive 2. So my next point is 2, 2. Okay, now I'm going to put 4 in for x. So in your table, write y equals -1/2 times 4 plus 3. So I'm going to take negative 1/2 times 4. So if I work that out, and remember, you can use a calculator also. If I take negative 1/2 times 4 and add 3, 4 is the same as 4 over 1. I could cancel. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. I've got a negative times a positive, which is a negative. And if I multiply across, I get negative 2 over 1, or negative 2. Now I'm adding 3. Negative 2 plus 3, are they the same or different? They're different. Do I add or subtract? Subtract. 3 take away 2 is 1. It's positive 1 because the higher number is positive. Okay, so now my last point is 4, 1. Now we're going to graph our points and connect them. So if you do not have your X and Y axis drawn on your graph paper, pause and draw it now. When you get done, hit play. Okay, my first point is negative 4, 5. I'm going to go left 4, up 5. My next point is negative 2, 4. I'm going to go left 2, up 4. My last point is 0, 3. 0, 3 means don't go left or right, and then go up 3. 2, 2 would mean right 2, up 2. 4, 1 means right 4, up 1. Okay, once you get your points drawn, you connect and you put arrows at the end. Is this linear or nonlinear? Yes, it's linear because it is a straight line. Good. And I knew this before I graphed it because y is to the first power and x is to the first power. That's how you know if you're going to graph a straight line. All right, we got one more. So I want you to pause the video, copy the table and the graph. When you get done, click play. All right, now that you're done, that second column, remember what you do is you write your equation there. Y equals negative 3x squared plus 6. In this equation, I'm going to take x to the second power, then I'm going to multiply by negative 3, and then add 6. It's really a good idea to choose positive and negative numbers, so let's do this. Let's put negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2 in for x. All right, do this with me. First, we're going to take y equals negative 3 times a negative 2 to the second plus 6. Notice how I'm putting negative 2 in parentheses. When you put the number in for the variable, you put it in parentheses. Okay, negative 2 to the second means negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4. So really what I have is a negative 3 times 4 plus 6. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12 plus 6. Are they the same or different? They're different. Do I add or subtract? Subtract. Is it positive or negative? Negative. So one of the points on my graph is negative 2, negative 6. All right. If we look at the second line, okay, do this with me. We're going to take negative 1 and plug it in for x. So we're going to have a negative 3 times negative 1 to the second plus 6. Remember, you got to do your exponents first because PEMDAS says exponents before multiply and divide. So negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Okay, so what I have is a negative 3 times 1 plus 6. Well, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 6 is 3, right? So this would be negative 1, 3. Now I'm going to put 0 in for x. So do this with me on the next line. Write y equals negative 3 times 0 squared plus 6. So first we're going to do 0 squared. 0 times 0 is 0. If I take a negative 3 times 0, I get 0. 0 plus 6 is 6, right? So another point is 0, 6. Now I'm going to take 1 and plug it in for x. So I'm going to have a y equals negative 3 times 1 squared plus 6. Well, 1 squared, first of all, 1 times 1 is 1. So here's what I have. I have negative 3 times 1 plus 6. Well, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 6. They're different, so subtract. And it should be positive because the higher number is positive. So this would be a 1, 3. Now I'm going to put 2 in for x. So I'm going to do y equals negative 3 times 2 squared plus 6. 2 squared. 2 times 2 is 4. So this is what I have. Negative 3 times 4 plus 6. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Negative 12 plus 6. They're different, so subtract. The higher number is negative. That's going to be a negative 6. So this last one is 2 negative 6. All right, if you have not drawn your x and y axis, pause the video now and draw that so you can graph your points. All right, let's graph our first point. Negative 2, negative 6 means go left 2, down 6 because your y value is negative. Negative 1, 3 means go left 1, up 3. Okay, 0, 6 means don't go left or right and go up 6. 1, 3 means right 1, up 3. 2, negative 6 means right 2, down 6. And then what you do is you connect and put arrows at the end. Okay, is this linear or non-linear? Non-linear, okay, because it's not a straight line. You can tell by the equation it's non-linear because I have x to the second. If you have x or y to a different power than 1, it's not going to be a straight line, it's going to be non-linear. All right, so how do you feel about graphing linear and non-linear equations? All right, I want you to go to Big Ideas, and today you're working on 4-1 in Big Ideas. If you get done early, I want you to see if you have any overdue assignments in Big Ideas or anything in Skyward that you need to make up. Have a good day.